UFC 281 tonight from the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. Pair of title fights on the main card, and we've got boots on the ground in the form of Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell to set the stage.
UFC back at MSG and NYC, and the MK boys have been on the ground here throughout this week leading up to Israel Adesanya defending his middleweight title against Alex Pereira. Luke, when you look at what we've seen this week, the storylines, the narratives, what's the most important narrative as it pertains to what this fight looks like Saturday?
It's a great question. I'm going to say, whose story is it? Is this the Alex Pereira story where in kickboxing you get 2 wins over Israel Adesanya and then you go on to become a dual glory champ in kickboxing, and now you go into MMA and you're going to have this conquering moment with this same figure again? Is that the story? Or is the story about what we're really playing through is the story of Adesanya, right? Where you have these 2 losses in kickboxing, but you change sports, you become this phenom, and now you get retribution over your old foe. This is where the tide turns. Everything begins to change. Whose story are we living in? We're going to find out tonight.
Both of us picking Adesanya, but Pereira has the closest odds of anyone during this 5 title defenses at middleweight for Adesanya. But in the co-main event, Zhang Li, the former champion, going to try to take that 115-pound belt back when 2-time champion Carla Esparza welcomes. And Luke, let's not make any bones about it. Everyone picking Zhang Li and everyone picking her big from a best standpoint. Finish or no finish against Carla Esparza?
I'm going to say finish. Carla Esparza is a good fighter, but she's going up against a very good fighter here. It's tough to see any kind of case that you can make for Esparza. I think for Zhang Li, she's going to win for sure. I think that's a good bet. But on top of it, I do like the stoppage. She has tremendous ground and pound. She's obviously a very decorated striker on her feet in her own right. She's a physical powerhouse. We've seen Esparza overwhelmed in the past. I think you will again.
She's bigger, stronger, Zhang Li, and she can wrestle now too. So it's key to take note on entering the co-main event. And finally, a lightweight tilt to possibly produce the next title champion or someone very close when 2 veterans, former interim champion Dustin Poirier and red hot, even though, let's say he juggles wins and losses, Michael Chandler, red hot because he comes in there and he lets it all go right off the start of the fight. The prediction here is violence and maybe a fight of the night or year contender. But who's the last man standing in this battle of veterans?
This is a tough one. It really depends on what kind of Michael Chandler you get. I think if he's going to be a gunslinger, I don't like his chances to gunsling against Dustin Poirier. If he comes out and decides to wrestle, it's really anybody's fight at that point. For me, I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier. I think he's been in the trenches against better opposition for longer. I still like his durability, and I definitely like his punching power. Michael Chandler, though, could make it interesting.
It's Poirier's durability that does scare me after being through so many wars. He's won more than he's lost. He's only 33 years old, but Chandler is amazing for the first 1 to 3 minutes of every fight because he leaves no stone unturned and throws those bombs. I like an early stoppage for Michael Chandler. Either way, we know the fans will be entertained. 2 title fights and a musty lightweight clash. UFC 281 Saturday night from MSG.
Luke and Brian are going to be back with us after the fights for a full recap and for the very latest from the world of mixed martial arts. No place better than the Morning Combat Podcast. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.